We are starting to see various candidate forums pop up because it's an election year and Shelby County primaries are May 5th. But are all these forums fair and unbiased towards the candidates? Well, some drama unfolded with the Frayser Democratic Club's plans to hold two forums on March 24th, one for the Shelby County mayoral race and another for the Shelby County sheriff's race. Councilman J.B. Smiley Jr., who is running for county mayor, released a statement opting out of the Frayser forum because, quote, there were concerns that the forum may not provide the balanced environment that voters deserve when hearing from candidates. One of the moderators, Theron Bond, is listed as a campaign policy consultant on Dr. Marie Fagan's campaign finance paperwork. Fagan's is another candidate for Shelby County mayor. Fagan's opted out of the NAACP and Shelby County Voter Alliance Forum because she had another event scheduled, although sources I spoke with attributed it to the conflict of interest with the moderator. Deidre Malone, former PR rep for MSCS, who testified against Fagan's in court. Here's a clip from Theron Bond's Facebook post responding to Smiley dropping out of the Frayser forum.
A candidate for Shelby County mayor who is removing their participation from a forum hosted in Frayser, an area that represents over 23,000 people, because they don't feel the environment will be balanced, couldn't possibly be equipped to manage Shelby County, an area that represents 1 million plus people. This is the same Shelby County mayoral candidate that continues to say they won't back down from standing up to Republicans and they won't back down to standing up to Trump. Yet here J.B. Smiley Jr. is backing away from Frayser because he doesn't like the moderators or the communication around the event.
Now, there is word that Melvin Burgess and Harold Collins and Heidi Kuhn are also not going to be participating. Kuhn confirmed that it's because she has another engagement that she is already confirmed to participate in. So, Pastor Norman, I want to ask you, because you are a former NAACP Memphis chapter president, should there be guidelines as far as hosting forums of who can host and moderate to keep it fair?
There must be guidelines. First of all, in my role as NAACP former president and Shelby County Democratic Party chair, these are hard to do. I do think there's a point and a threshold in which we must consider some things. Candidates must have tough skin. They've got to go before audiences, and they've got to be able to handle the environment. This demonstrates how they will handle being elected once they have gotten into office and difficult things begin to arise. I do believe there's another part of this, though. We need to learn to recuse ourselves when we are closely aligned to a particular point. Otis and I have moderated a lot of these events, and we have some opportunities to go in and stand with neutral groups. If we're leaning heavily to one side or the other, you either need to state that bias clearly or recuse yourself from it. I think the video kind of points to the fact, after the fact, that there was probably a little bit of lean in one particular direction or against one candidate.
Okay, and Scott, you're a former candidate, so does it hurt or help a candidate's campaign when they decide to either participate or opt out?
Well, it depends. As a candidate, you do have to choose where you're going to spend your time and what's going to get you the bang for your buck. But I also feel like if you go to a forum that you feel like is kind of slanted to another candidate and you knock it out of the park, kind of agreeing with what Keith said, it shows your fortitude for handling situations, in the public. So I don't fault a candidate for not showing. There could be a scheduling conflict. There could be a number of reasons, and depending, like for a race like this, there's a lot of forums, and you just probably can't make them all. But I think any opportunity that you can get in front of the people and express your opinion, your platform, you should take advantage of it.
And Otis, there was also another mishap with the sheriff's side of things. Sheriff or Deputy Chief Buckner had already said he couldn't make it, and then they still put his picture on the forum flyer. So the Frayser Democratic Club here, they need to kind of get it together. What do you have to say?
And I don't want to beat up totally on the Frayser Democratic Club. There's a good group of people out there, and there's a lot of people out there who are politically active. I just think that, they need to be a little bit more organized on that, and if they say they can't come, don't put their picture on there because it's making them look bad. I agree with Scott wholeheartedly. There are a lot of forums. Try to get to as many as you can. Show your fortitude there, even going into enemy territory. We have at the national level people who don't participate in debates because they don't want
That's
to
true.
give their candidate, give their opponent airtime.
Right.
But the more you participate, the better. But if you have to miss one, it should not be held against you by anybody.
What about moderator recusal? Should there ever be a time?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm a journalist, so I have to pick and choose where I do that. And I very seldom go before groups that are only Democrats or only Republicans. I wait until the general election so I can talk to and question both sides. I've done that more than a couple of times. But I always try to make that bipartisan so that I won't be linked in it.
And when voters go and watch these forums, what do they need to just keep in mind when they're deciding on which forums to go?
I think that they should look at the answers, how they hold themselves. Obviously, they're going to say things that you want to hear, and you kind of have to take everything that they say with a grain of salt and try to understand their meaning behind their answers.
Okay, because there's a lot of forums out here.
Yeah.
But the more the merrier for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be out there. If you want to be the mayor, you need to be out there. If you want to be the sheriff, you got to be out there.
Okay, well done, gentlemen. I like that. That one we all got along. Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, thank you all so much for being here. We went right up to time. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us next week for ABC24 This Week.